I slapped together 50 wildcard drafts for you cheeky boys out there to build the super wildcard team. And it looks something like this. Bacon Boy, that's a blank screen, boss. What are you doing? Alright, I'm not just gonna yeet you the ultra elite super wildcard draft just yet. You will have to wait till the end to see that.
You're teasing me, you naughty.
But first, I'm gonna chinwag about the different players in each position, have a browse in the chitty chatter of all the players, but not giving my opinion on them. We're just gonna analyze the data at first. So, you can draw your own conclusions, no biases here. And then I'll combine the data of all the players selected, put it in a mixing bowl, chuck it all together, mix it around, and we will hopefully have a recipe for the best ever wildcard for Game Week 8. So the goal geezers, the men to defend the onion bag, looks like this, where I have split up each section for each position and then also sorted them by the most popular option as well. So, as you can see right here, Sir Relegation Mr. Aaron Ramsdale is actually the most chosen keeper in 33 teams. What? Now, understandable, as he is a starting goalkeeper for Arsenal, which might make him the best keeper at his price. But I wasn't actually expecting him to tank the likes of Sanchez and Raya, who are in second and third, by this much. Interestingly, though, we actually have 3 McCarthys, which is not what I was expecting at all, proper cheeky scrubs, whoever chose them. And then 2 fellas opting for the premium Golasso stoppers in here with an Edison and a Mendy. With, to be fair, both the Chelsea and Man City defenders and the defence being the massive target for the wildcards this week, and yeah. So, that could be the way to go, But then next, we've got the bench goalkeepers, which looks a little something like this. Where very unsurprisingly, right, 37 people have gone for the salt and pepper, no spice at all option of Benjamin Foster on their bench. Hey, mainly because he is kind of the only playing 4 million goalkeeper. So, yeah, it just kind of does make a lot of sense, doesn't it? We have also got some steals, wards, and guns in here, but it probably is also worth mentioning that some wildcard drafts had the likes of Sanchez and Ramsdale, they had a pair of the other keepers that we went over already. So not all had a non-playing keeper right here. So if you were looking at these numbers and be like, hang on, Bacon Boy, these numbers don't add up to 50. Is your maths that wibbly wobbly? No. It's just the cheeky geezers going for 2 playing keepers. Greedy bastards, I reckon, yeah. Moving on to the defence then, the brick wall geezers to visit the laundrette and bring back all of the clean sheets for us, Starting with the premium fellas, with these. Whoa, okay. With Mr. Cancelo culture, the Zhao is your defender because he's just such a baller. Cancelo in 45 out of 50 wildcard teams. Madness. Then also Rudiger, not very far behind at all in 43 teams there. Chelsea and Man City may or may not be the target for most people's defence, if you couldn't tell already. Yeah, just maybe. With Aspi also being here in just over half of the teams as well. The crossing fetish man, Trent Alexander, only on 22 here. But I assume that's mainly because there's a lot of doubts about his fitness. Because one, do you want to keep him even if he is out? If he is out, do you want to spend your money elsewhere? I don't know what to do. But I do reckon if he is confirmed fit, that number will definitely go up. And no homo, he is pretty fit. So, that could go up soon. Diaz is also high up in here, being selected 18 times as well. But then down below that, whoa! James 4, Chilwell 3, and Alonso and Laporte only on 1 each in these wildcard teams. That's pretty crazy. Now, if I did this a week ago, Alonso probably would be one of the most chosen defenders, and now he only has 1 person with still him in their wildcard. Oh dear. And then also Chilwell definitely wouldn't be here either, would he, if I did it a week ago? Where he would probably be lying in an alternate dimension or something instead, wouldn't he? Yeah, just in the void, bye. Now again, I'm not saying what I think about this or all the players that have been chosen, but it does go to show how quickly opinions and thoughts about players, especially nailed players, completely changes in just 1 week, right? So all I will say is be wary you don't have too many players where in a week or 2 you realise, oh, they're never going to play a game of football ever again. Okay, not that bad, but you know what I'm saying. Moving swiftly on to the mid-price defenders then with these. Where the top 3 here are actually all Arsenal defenders. A mucho surprisio for me there. I wasn't expecting that. But maybe not as surprising is the fact there's a lot less mid-price defenders actually chosen in wildcard drafts compared to the big boy premium defenders of the Man City and Chelsea ones in there. Christensen does make his way in here though, where I do bet if he did play in the last game, he would definitely be way more chosen here as well. But only 2 for him right now. Semedo and Marcel for Wolves also make it in here because, good fixtures and all that. With a very interesting Cucurella in here too as well. Now I don't want to give my opinion, right? But that is pretty damn naughty and pretty damn saucy. I like it. No, I don't. No opinion. Someone's chosen it. Cool. Now, I might not be defending the people that have chosen some of these players, right? You know, no opinions here. But the final defenders here are the budget defenders that look like this. Oh boy, Liveramento. Take a bow, kid. Where he is being selected by 45 wildcard teams right now. Oh, wowza. Honestly, just get the statue out. Ballon d'Or confirmed for him. Also making him the joint first highest selected defender out of all of them as well. Amazing. Duffy is also very high up on this list, being, you know, a consistent starter this season. And then the rest are for the absolute cheeky scrubs, the ones that don't want any other points on their team, you know. With 3 Mankios in here, who, to be fair, has been playing, you know. But Newcastle takeover happening, Mbappe's going to play right back instead. Like a few. But then we also have 1 Simicast, 1 Brandon Williams, and 1 Omobamidele. Slightly more questionable, you might say. But, no, we are not questioning any decisions right now, are we? No. We are just analysing the popularity of each player for now. But I have to say, that Simicast one, yeah, sorry, mate. Just get that draft in the bin, burn it to the ground, never to be seen again. Sorry, lad. But we move up the field to the midfield, the premium boy, to splash the cash on the midfielders, which looks a little something like this. Oh my god, get the MLG air horns out, because damn son, we have an absolute clean out, and out to the park home run with the Egyptian king, Mo Salah, being in all 50, every single wildcard draft that I've had a look at right here. Now that is bloody lovely. I mean, he currently is the best player in the world and definitely the best FPL player, so no question in that one. Very surprisingly though, only 3 different premium midfielders have been chosen here, with Sonaldo rising up here to 11, which quite damn high actually. And then also a Kevin De Bruyne only in 3, meaning there's no Mane, there's not even a Bruno Fernandes who probably has penalties over Ronaldo, and even a no Sterling. Okay, yeah, that's a bit more understandable, but not much variety going on, is it? But to be fair, with every single person having Salah, yeah, there's not much else room you can wiggle with, you know, no. The mid-range midfielders looking for a premium returns though, looks like this, where I've split the mid-range into 2 parts, right? For players between 9 mil and 6 mil, and then ones from 6 mil below, you know, because there's quite a lot in this bracket. Where take another bow, son, to the one and only Brazilian boy, Rafinha, selected in 47 teams here, with just 3 not having him. Crazy stuff. Especially saying Brazil kind of play one day before Game Week 8. And Brazil have confirmed that players probably will play in that game and that players won't travel early to come back to play for that game. So maybe a bit of a lucky waiting to happen there. Behind him though, the star boy, Philip Foden, filling in 15 teams here, where I wonder if he didn't score against Liverpool, if that would be closer to 0. Never mind, 15. Like, call us all knee-jerk United, right? A lot of the players selected in a wildcard are just because they scored in last week, not what they've done all season. Interesting. Saka is also doing the rounds in 10 teams, with then Grealish and Benrahma in 4, Jota and Sarr in 2, and then only 1 for Zaha. Wait, Zaha's been chosen. Zaha! But with the lack of variety in the premium mids and the high volume of mid-price mids, I think it is really clear to see that a lot of fellas are focused on getting a very well-rounded squad, you know, chucking in more money in the defence and, spoiler alert, in the attack, and getting the lower mid-budget price players in and not trying to squeeze in too many premiums, you know, so that's quite interesting. Lowering our standards though, and also our budget to the lower mid-price mids, which looks like this. Where, whoa, hang on, Mbeumo in 32 teams. You really wouldn't say that his current overall in the entire FPL game is 1%. Turns out that might actually be 100% by the next deadline. Like, what? But then the likes of Townsend in 9, Smith Rowe at 8, Gray in 7, and Decore and Gallagher at 4 and 3. Again, showing that a lot of people are going for the more cheaper mid-price players, you know. As this season so far, maybe continuing as well, they have been producing incredible value, and actually some big boy points returned for their price as well. Like, where's the likes of Jaden Flop show? We need players like that to do bits, you know. But then finally in the mids, the most exciting part. Are you ready? For the bare minimum mids that you're never going to play, yay! Which unfortunately we are going to look at, which looks like this. With the Brazilian maestro Douglas Luiz, also been called up to Brazil, so might not play in next game week, just so you know. Climbing up in 19 teams here, with Brownhill being quite close behind as well, even though he has been a hill of brown crap this season. And Basuma, oh dear, Sissoko and Allen, with just their one biggest fan all selecting them as well. Oh, that one Basuma one might want to change it. Yeah, I don't want to say much. Safe to say then, a lot of people on Wildcard have the cheaper players like a Gray and a Smith Rowe as their backup for the mids rather than a bare minimum price one, you know? And this kind of gives a good idea, not just the players that are being selected, but kind of the overall structure of a lot of wildcard drafts as well. So, you know, very, very good. Oh, best ever video, Bacon Boy, thanks. We forward on to the big boy scorers for all the goals, though. The forwards, hey, with the big money spender ones looking like this. I have to do this to make it a bit more dramatic, you know. This. With it being a very calm kayak in the pond, a walk in the park for the Belgian beast, Lukaku here, being here in 47 teams. Oh, wow. But then I wonder, if you can guess where the other 3 wildcards haven't got Lukaku and where they've spent their money, right? With only 3 fellas choosing the Sir Mr. Sir. Wait, hang on. Only 3 people are choosing Ronaldo, the best player in the world. This is like the most depressing. Only 3. Wow. If he scored last week, would that have changed? Maybe. To be fair, he doesn't have penalties. He also might not start every game. And he has bad fixtures. Okay, fair enough. Whoa. No opinions, no opinions. Okay. But then 5 fellas here have also decided to host a bit of a party, you know. A Jamie Vardy party. Jamie Vardy's having a party. Bring your vodka and your Smarties. Where maybe quite surprising, he is actually only in 5 teams, because right now he is the joint top goal scorer in the league and only has 1 less point than the likes of Antonio, and also has great fixtures upcoming. Not saying my opinion, but fair enough. All of my wibbly wobbly nonsense talk will come at the end, right, when we actually look at the team. I'm just having to look at the numbers for now, okay, yeah. But we forward on from the forwards to even more forwards, with the mid-price ones looking like this, where to no one's surprise, the big D man himself, Mikel Antonio, is in the lead here, with 35 wildcards currently having him. A very, very popular choice, you might say, yeah. Maybe in line with the fact he is also the 3rd most popular player in the FPL game right now. Jimenez is creeping up behind his tails, though, with decent form from him in the last 2 games, seeing him rack up 19 appearances here. And then the sneaky boys with the likes of Jesus, Bamford, and even Ings here as well. No comment from myself, right? I really don't want to say anything about this, but great picks, right? But as you can see, a lot of people having a mid-range forward in their teams, and maybe even a lot of drafts having a couple of them as well. Ooh. But let's move on to the last group, of playing forwards, being the lower budgeted boys that looks like this. The knee-jerkers are properly in here, right? Yeah. With Hwang being in 16 teams so far, when he only just scored his first goals last week. Meanwhile, the likes of Tony, who's actually scored more goals and is on penalties and has better fixtures, no opinions, is only selected by 7. No guesses for who I might prefer. No, I'm not saying anything yet. Armstrong is on 6 with those strong fixtures ahead of him, though. And then the disgraced Neil Morpie, Alan Skill Maximum, Timo Pukki Party, and even Dennis the Menace are just about squeezing on this list as well. The lower price forwards relatively more owned on the wildcards then, considering there's already a lot of players around their price going around the rest of the team, you know, a lot of mid-price mids, a lot of defenders around 5-6 million as well. So again, quite interesting to see how everybody is spending that cash. But we move on to the actual final group here. The most exciting one of the bunch. The nipple tees and the spine-tingling fellas. Which is the bench forwards that are not even in the league anymore. There we are then, which looks like this. Yeah, no one cares, let's move on. To the actual sauce, the spice, the main show we've all been waiting for. The super elite, mega sexy GW8 Wildcard Draft. Based on the most selected players and the most popular players from these 50 wildcard drafts I have analysed right here. With that, best ever team looking like this. Hey! Finally, get the fireworks out, get the popcorn out, and let's celebrate as we finally got you. I took my time, didn't I? Yeah. It's like an hour-long podcast to get to this team, Jesus. Oh, what a journey, man. It's been emotional. We finally got to the team. But let's now actually have a look at the team and have a look at each player, you know, and finally give my opinion on what I think about the players that have been selected. So in goals, the most popular ball catcher was Sir Aaron Ramsdale. Now, he does love a relegation, doesn't he? But hopefully he won't be relegating down you some ranks by actually getting you all of the points. Arsenal have been slightly better defensively in the last few games. To be fair, their standard of defending before that was impossible to get worse from, so yeah. But they have also kept 3 clean sheets in their last 4 games. But along with that, Ramsdale is making a decent number of saves as well, for potentially all of those extra points to income, you know, with the saves, with the bonus, all of that. He may be a rotation risk at some point, but for now, with how well he's playing, I think he might be one of the best goalkeepers to go for, and is the reason why he's the most popular one here. I personally think Sanchez could potentially be on par, maybe a slightly better option in terms of more clean sheets longer term, but there's really not much in it at all. If Ramsdale keeps playing as he is, yeah, he'll probably outscore him. So just flip a coin and let that decide who you want to go for. We start in defence then with João Cancelo, who was selected by just 45 wildcards out of 50. Absolute madness, right? Now, he has been the most nailed Man City defender this season, on par with the Diaz, but he has also got a fair dish for being up on the X-liveliness, you know, creating all the chances, being in the box all the time, and just a perfect defender to get all of the FPL points. And my opinion, I very, very much agree with this pick. Where, hey, finally, I waited 20 minutes just to say that. Okay, then. Next to him, though, is another defence in blue in the Rudiger. Now, I am actually quite damn surprised he is up there selected in 43 wildcards, right? As even though he might be the most nailed on Chelsea defender so far, does that mean that's going to continue? Like, surely he deserves a rest very soon, you know, especially in easier fixtures when they don't need their best defenders right now. He does also have slightly less attacking threat than the likes of an Aspil, because, you know, he can play wing back. Rudiger's always going to play centre back, and although he turns into the Messi every now and again, just dribbles through everyone, he's not going to get too many goals or assists, you know? So for me, he's a good choice, you know, you want to nail on those clean sheets, yeah, but I do think Aspil could be a slightly better option. Oh, and the next player is the Spanish Armada, Azpilicueta. Now, as we all saw in the last game, he will get games at wing back and be quite damn attacking, getting all the chances there. Like, even though he only got 2 FPL assists, he could have had a hat-trick of them and almost scored a goal as well. So yeah, he could be slightly less nailed than Rudiger, maybe. You know, that's not guaranteed to continue, even though that has been the case. But with him, I do see a slight more upside with that attack in there, which is the reason why he's in 27 wildcards here. 27 great wildcard choices. Nice one. Next to the boys he's in blue, though, is a fella who might be injured, but he's just that good. With just one working leg right now, he is still selected in 22 wildcards. It probably would be a lot more than that if he was deemed fit and ready to go against the Watford in his first game back. So it's all up in the air with that one, with a lot of people also mentioning they either got a plan to bring in Trent if he is deemed fit, or also a plan to bring him in the next few weeks if they can as well. But the crossing Abuzakis has just been doing absolute bits so far this season, hasn't he? With him having the best expected assists, 2 assists in 5 games, bonus in games he's conceded. He's just got the lot, you know? Oh wait, and also all of the cleanie sheets as well. What? Everything an FPL defender needs to get you all of the points. Lovely stuff. If he is ready for Game Week 8, he's 200% being in my team. That's all you need to know. That's a bit, bless you. So that is the starting defence done. So as you can see, we have double Chelsea defence here for their better fixtures than any other team for the next 4 or 5 games. And then a Man City cover in there because a lot of people are targeting them and their defence is kind of the best in the league. Then a Trent sneaking in there, presumably if he is fit, with Diaz very, very close behind, who I feel like could rise as Trent falls if Trent is confirmed out for the next few weeks. But I think what this tells us is that we've all now realised that the 2 best defences in the league, the Chelsea and the Man City, are also the 2 best defences in the league to target for FPL. Who would have thought? Wow, amazing. Moving up the field to the midfield then, starting with Mo Salah, with him casually scoring 20 plus more points than any other player in FPL this season, with 70 points in 7 games. What? Keep that up and he'll be on for almost a 400 point season. Incredible stuff. Which is also probably the reason he is including in every single wildcard draft I have looked at today. Every one of them. A damn son. So thankfully, we haven't got any proper cheeky boys here, as if you don't go for him, you might as well just delete your FPL team. There's no point playing if you don't have a Mo Salah. Next to him, though, who is actually the joint second most player today, is the Brazilian man, Rafinha, who has actually been doing bits recently, hasn't he? Scoring 3 goals in, I think, his last 5 games. Pretty good, you know? But also has very sexual fixtures upcoming for him, too. Problem is, though, like I mentioned earlier, Brazil have a game 1 day before Game Week 8 kicks off, and they have announced that players won't return early for Premier League games and all that. So maybe they will get rested in that 3rd game and they'll be alright. Maybe they will play and then they'll be on the bench for the next game. But all I'm going to say is either make sure your year's appealed and you look at whatever information we do get, or just make sure we have a proper girthy bench, which is definitely the way to go for, and definitely what this team has here anyway. But apart from that, for the long run, he is definitely one of the better, cheaper price players to go for right now, and I would definitely chuck him in. Then the final midfielder, hoping for more than mid points, it's Mbeumo, Obama, whatever you like to call him, right? But what he is an out-of-position midfielder at a low price, playing as a striker for a Brentford team. We're all excited on us all, but also have amazing fixtures ahead of us as well. Yeah, absolutely no surprises. He's selected in 32 wildcards here. Great. Spanktastic stuff there. So that is the start midfield donezo. Now, obviously, this is a 4-3-3 team, so we've only got the 3 big boy starters in here, you know? With all 3 of these potentially being close to being called essential, right? With Salah being the best asset in the entire game, and then Rafinha and Buemo, 2 absolute gems right now, golden boys who can get you all of the points for a cheap, cheap value. Lovely. Forwarding on to the forwards though, we've got Lagaka, who is a player I'm actually quite surprised is not in every single wildcard team here. Like, most people are wildcarding to target the Chelsea fixture swing, right? And others of course, yeah. Meaning, for a lot of people, he is literally priority number 1. Get him in. But for some other people, maybe not, as only 47 out of the 50 fellas agree with me there. He has got 3 goals in 6 games so far, you know, not too bad saying he's joined a new club, but has also got the most Schweck green-like fixtures upcoming for him, so he could do absolute bits very soon. Next to him, though, is a player that's already been doing all of the bits, Antonio, with just the 49 FPL points so far from him this season, which does also include a red card and missing out 1 game because of that as well. So only in 5 games has he got that. Very good. So just the 5 goals and 4 assists so far from him, really. You know, it is not too great. Yeah, no. But that is the main reason he is one of the most owned players in the game and also one of the most chosen in the wildcard year in 35. Tough cookie fixtures upcoming for him, though, could sway some people, but you would have to be quite a brave fellow to go without him right now. Then finally, the final starting player in this super ultra mega elite wildcard team, Jimenez. 1 goal and 2 assists for him in his last 2 games, which has probably assisted him in being in 19 teams here. Huang was actually a very close second, scoring 2 goals in the last game, you know, both assisted by Jimenez. But if you've got the money, like this team definitely does, then yeah, why not go for the more premium penalty taker and all that as well? Yes. And that is that. So that is that. This is the Super Wildcard starting team done. Hey, how amazing is that team? How amazing has this been? Oh, amazing. On the bench, though, we also have the Cycling GK GoPro merchant Benjamin Fozzie, Liveramento for the ex-liveliness and perfect backup if someone misses out, along with Douglas Luiz and Brownell playing stuck in the mud, just stuck on the bench. You hopefully never have to play them here. So that is the team done. But this draft right here actually has 2 million quid still in the bank. So even though this is the most popular wildcard drafts from all the teams put together, you know, looked at the numbers, analysed and all that, it obviously doesn't mean that this is the best wildcard team and you could change quite a lot with it if you really wanted to. Like, with that 2 million in the bank, you can actually go Trent and Brownhill to a Diaz and a Foden, or maybe even a Rudiger and Douglas Luiz to a Duffy and a Grealish as well, you know, spread it out a bit more. Or do whatever you like, but this right here was the draft we have analysed and built based on the most popular choices from 50 wildcard drafts slapped together, and we've made this super ultra mega super wildcard team. Yes. Now, I myself don't like playing 4 at the back unless I don't see too many other great options, you know? And keeping 2 million in the bank does kind of feel illegal if you don't have any plans to use it soon, you know? This team already has Trent. You might as well just chuck that 2 million in midfield and see what it can get you. So my wildcard right now would probably look quite a bit different to this team right here, and maybe yours will as well. So let me know what your current wildcard plans, drafts, or even if you've already spunked it, what wildcard you would go for right now, as I reckon there's going to be quite a lot of different looking ones. But that is going to be it for the Super Wildcard for Game Week 8 done. Thank you all for watching. It's been an incredible video. Thanks again, and also remember,
don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.